National Chess Master Coach Bill, analyzing games from the match between my free video lessons group and chess.com and Español, and snop2000 won both of his games relatively easily, and eltorzon, just simply doesn't understand how to open up a chess book and play correctly, as we will see here. This game follows opening theory. I'll show you a little bit of razzle-dazzle out of this. So just like the last game, we have a French defense, and this is the classical variation. Now Black can play the McCutcheon, he can take this pawn, he can play what he did. These are all opening lines that has plenty of theory. They've been reached countless times in Master and Grandmaster games, as well as in the amateur level. And, this is all theory. So this is a very, very interesting move here, H4. It's the Alekhine Chatard attack. White is offering a pawn, and it's tough for Black to accept. He doesn't, but let's look at the acceptance. I've had people accept it against me. Now the line I learned, there's other lines too. The line I learned is knight h3. Okay, now best move is queen d7. Now bishop d3. Now here White's down a pawn, but if Black castles, White has forced checkmate. Okay, well, let me analyze it out. Okay, bishop takes. Now he has two legal moves. We'll look at both. Let's look at king h8. Okay, here comes queen h5. Now how are you going to stop this? The threat is to go here and here. Okay, you try to make some room for the king. It's not enough because the e7 square is gone. So this ends in mate. Okay, as I said, it's force mate. Black has no defense. Let's try to find another one. G6, we just take the discovered check. Okay, and after the king picks a square, queen h7 is mate. Okay, now what about f6 or f5? Well, the problem with f6 is, or f5 is bishop checks here, and then queen down here is mate. Okay, so what else does Black do? Well, king here loses. So is this. It's all mate. Okay. Now here we're going to do a discovered check. Sorry, double check. Okay, Black has two legal moves. Now after king here, White can play queen h5. I think this mate's quicker than any other line, but I like the rook sacrifice. Let's throw some stuff at it. Always, there's an old saying, always check. It might be mate. King takes is forced, and after this, we deliver a mate on h7. So so clearly, if you go back to g8, it's going to be mate. Well, what about g6? Sometimes Black can survive this type of attack with a king g6, but not in this case. Here comes another check. Now it's going to be a quick mate. G4 check, and the king comes back, and now knight e2 is checkmate. So Black loses instantly. Now there's more to this. Some fascinating stuff. I first got this position in 1972 when I was still unrated. My first rating was 1465, and I'm sitting there hoping my opponent castles. Now the correct move for Black is a6. Okay, and then White plays queen g4, and we have a fight. But my opponent played c5 here. This is a blunder because now knight here. Okay, now this is a serious threat as well as a check here. Now my game in 1972 continued like this. Now for some reason in the game I played king e2. Still inexperienced. That doesn't let me draw an arrow. There it goes. And then my opponent took this. Now I played here. He took. And this particular player, he had the misconception that, well, let me rephrase this. American chess books, which we Americans grew up on in the 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, they often, the old authors, Reinfeld, Chernev, and Horowitz, often touted the bishop pair. So this person would always trade knights for bishops without even thinking. And this is a strategic blunder. And I played instantly here. I played under instinct. I know to activate the king. You know, get your king in the center in the endgame. And after e5, you know, he got some play with these center pawns, and eventually I lost the knight on the corner. Okay, but the correct action was to take with the pawn. Now black has some serious issues. This winning this knight is not a foregone conclusion. Say, for instance, knight c6. Now if bishop d7, I can offer a pawn. You know, if he plays king here to go after the knight, I get the piece back here. If he plays king here, and I still push the pawn, and after his knight moves, my knight starts finding a way out of there. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. I didn't do this, but that's just an indication of what can happen. So you know, this is a case where, you know, her black can just open up a chess book and find the correct way to play. I believe, aside from declining this, a6 seems reasonable, because, you know, this move could be a problem in this line. c5 is the alternative, but black plays a6, and white makes a very good move here, similar to the other positions. He plays queen g4. Now white has a threat. The threat is to take this and then gobble this, and black just simply allows it, which you know, black can't afford to do. So here black should take, and after takes, you know, it's a fight. You know, now black can play c5, and I don't know what opening theory says, but you know, clearly black was moving quick and not analyzing. You know, when you're playing a real game, 40 moves in 2 hours or some time control like that, you have an average of about 3 minutes a move. Black isn't taking 3 minutes on his moves, or black just isn't skilled enough to see the danger down here on g7. So black plays c5, and black just picks up a pawn and says, thank you very much. And, you know, here we are at move 10, and, you know, black is theoretically losing again. You know, he was theoretically lost on move 8 and on move 10. Why? Because he did not open up a chess book. It's that simple. Okay. So it's just a matter of white consolidating his position. Now pawn takes, then that will come back to e2, and white will eventually win this pawn on d4, win it back. And, you know, white plays well to continue. Now, here, this limits the scope of white's bishop, but look at this guy. How's he going to get in the game? So white just keeps the pressure on. Now there's pressure on e6. Black defends, but he loses this pawn. Now black's down 2 pawns. Okay, and white's playing perfectly, in my opinion. And white's getting his pieces in play, and black makes a 1-move threat on c2. White defends it. You know, and where are black's pieces going here? They don't really have any plan here. And now it protects the d5 square, and white now has a little combination. A tactic, you know, knight takes pawn check. And after pawn takes, we'll get a fork. Now, black is going to get 2 pieces for the rook, but he's also pitching a bunch of pawns. And to start with, he was down 2 pawns. So now, you know, white has a rook and 4 pawns for a bishop and knight. That's 9 pawns. That's 9 points for 6. This is a decisive advantage for white. You know, black would be okay if he had some pawns here, but he doesn't. You know, if he had pawns here, and here, you know, we could argue black is better, because white wouldn't have any open files for his rooks. And now it's just a simple matter of mopping up, and that's what white's going to do. And there goes that passed pawn, and it's just trouble. Here it comes. Now black can't win a pawn. Knight takes, pawn takes, rook takes, pawn goes here, and it's promoting. So black tries to block it, but it doesn't, he doesn't have a defense. This is the threat. Black can't defend it. If he plays knight takes, let's look at the game, we'll come back. He played this, and after knight f7, black's losing a rook for the pawn. Okay, he can take, we can move his rook, but then that pawn is queening. Okay, so, black's only other hope here was to stop this threat of knight f7 was to take this, but this doesn't look too appetizing. Now this is a threat. How's black going to deal with this? Well, king e6, and we push here. Now we can't. The king has no way back to stop that. Let's try the other way with the king. Well, now we push anyway. And the moment you come over here, this pawn runs. White had too many pawns. Black must lose heavy material here. Takes on the bishop, threatening this check. Black just got slaughtered because he didn't follow theory and white did. So I excel at correspondence chess. Now, if you made it this far, see, I came from an era when we played chess by postcard, and everyone knew to take their time. And we belonged to separate chess organizations, which sent out monthly magazines that taught us how to play correspondence chess properly. When the internet came along, naturally, all the organizations I was playing under, they started putting their games online, and everyone knew how to play. But it opened up correspondence chess to the masses, and the transition of knowledge wasn't given. It's a new form of chess. Too many people think this is a substitute for over-the-board chess, which, if you want to play it that way, fine. You're not going to get the benefits you would with correspondence chess. You're not going to learn to analyze. You're not going to learn openings. A lot of stuff you're not going to learn. Okay, not going to learn taking time. But you play this correctly. If you're, say, a 1200 player, no reason in the world you can't beat the guys at your level who aren't taking their time, get that rating up to 1500, and start playing stronger players. Because where do you learn? You learn by playing stronger players. So 30 some years ago, there was a lady correspondence chess player. Her over-the-board rating was 1600, but she was a 2200 player in correspondence chess. Why? She took her time and she analyzed. Okay, thanks for watching.